Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very long 3 months: October, November, December, and now January. I received an email this morning from one of our clients, and they were asking, signing the petition that they sign under their trust. And I basically told them, I said, the petition is for people, not for entities. If you sign as an entity, you would be going completely contrary to the purpose of the petition because that's what they're calling people is corporations and entities. I said, so the answer is no. Well, apparently they took offense. I wrote the email and I said, young lady, now any of you who receive an email from me, especially if you're women, you're called young lady. And the guys, they're called Mr. by their first name. So if their name is Larry, Mr. Larry, Mr. James, that's respect. I've been doing that since I was a kid. I've never had a woman, and I've spoken to many women, calling them young lady. I've called women a bunch of other things too. Okay, now don't get me wrong, but when I call a woman a young lady, I don't care if she is 98 years old. She's still a young lady. Sign of respect. Because what you don't do is challenge a woman's age. Well, this particular person, I don't know her age. I don't care. I just referred to her as young lady. So she checked me, told me don't ever call her young lady again. Excuse me? You took offense because I called you young lady? Well, here, let me set you straight first of all. I didn't contact you. You contacted me. Don't ever tell me what to do ever again. If you took offense, that's you taking offense. As if somebody's got time to be trying to offend you. I got better things to do. I got more things to do than to be worried about offending somebody by calling them a young lady. I could see if I called you a child or a girl, young girl. I could see if I did that. Now that would be offensive. See, I didn't grow up in your neighborhood. I didn't grow up around you. I didn't grow up in your community. So if you took offense to somebody who wasn't trying to offend you, then too bad. Literally, I don't have time. I don't have time to be stepping on eggshells with you all. I don't. So I just told her, don't contact me. What the? Excuse me, apologize. Woosah. And yet, this is what I go through. And yet, this is what I go through. Give me 1 second, y'all. Just stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say something if you don't mind.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. I just had somebody tell me they like me, not in a sensual way, not in a sexual way. They just like the things that I do and say.
Sometimes I feel.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. With this on my mind, I can't take a none without this on my mind. It appears I can't live without this on my mind. And yet this is what I go through. And yet this is what I go through. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. I tell people don't email me about your problems. I tell people don't text me about your problems.
You know what I say to people?
I tell people don't telegram me about your problems. If you can't figure it out, I can't seem to solve them. Sometimes I feel Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. Like I'm the only one.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't be the only one. I have spent the past 3 days, I've only had in 3 days 9 hours of sleep because I'm spending the majority of my time trying to help you all. And I got somebody who's going to take offense to me. First, they contacted me about the petition directly. I apologize. What for? Did I say it's okay to contact me about that? The comments are turned off on the videos for a reason, but they contacted me directly on my private email. And then instead of giving them the attitude I normally would give someone for doing something like that, I guess they figured because they claimed they were interested in getting a consult, pay attention, that I was going to soften the blow. That wasn't it. I knew who the person was. So I told them. And then I used a little bit of sarcasm because what is communicating with me without sarcasm? It just don't work that way. But the person took offense, told me, don't call them a young lady anymore. I'm done. That person can't contact me no more. I don't give a how they feel. I don't care about attitudes. I could care less. I don't have time for that. Whatever y'all going through in y'all lives, hold on to it. I don't give a about your life. I ain't got time for you. I don't deal with individuals. I'm trying to help as many people as possible. Now, if you can't hear the cracking in my voice, that's how tired I am. Yeah, I should have been asleep right about now. I took a sleeping pill because I'd probably be up all night again because this is what I go through. And yet, this is what I go through. So sometimes I feel, and I just felt the need to let you all know what I go through. Sorry, young ladies, it's you all lately that appear to be the problem. And if you can't figure it out, I can't seem to solve them, to solve them, to solve them, to solve them, to solve them. Sometimes I feel, sometimes I feel, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, you thought that this wasn't real life. No, no, no. This song was written, and every word of this song is true. Y'all need to go back and listen. That's why this song was put together, and that's why I love it. It's one of my favorites of all time. Because, and yet, this is what I go through. And yet, this is what I go through. This is what I go through, everyone. That's why this song, I wanted to play Nona Hendrix and Peter Gabriel with Winds of Change because I've been wanting to play that on video, but this video says sometimes I feel. Now, look, you guys don't have to text or comment about this one. I just wanted you all to see what I go through. That somebody took offense because I called a lady, a young lady. Somebody took offense because I said young lady. I didn't say young child, young girl. I didn't say woman. Now, y'all know when a person of color calls a female persuasive individual woman. Now, there are two things. It's two connotations. One of them is woman, and then the other one is woman. You know what I mean? So, again, I am very careful with the words I use because I come from the projects. Hold on now. I know what women are often called, and I don't call a woman that. You don't hear me calling no woman that. That we'll deal with the B word. You'll never hear me. even reference a woman being that because I have my mother. I grew up around my mother and my sisters. She taught me more respect than that. Matter of fact, she would never let me call a woman out of their name. Now, yeah, I call judges, garden tools. I don't have a problem doing that. Oh, Lord have mercy. Because those aren't women. Those aren't ladies. Sorry. They are a whole different creature. So, for any person, any one of you, to take offense to anything I say, y'all need to go re examine yourself because I ain't got no time to be saying anything personal to any one of you. I got people who are talking about me on the internet, people who are trying to discredit me on the internet. I got people on the internet who's sitting up here who's got no job other than to, what do they call it now? Trolling me. And I don't take offense to nothing they say. I don't even go after them like I normally would have when I was younger. I don't because I don't have time for the personal stuff. So if you guys want to take something I say personally, go right on ahead. Yeah, because I meant it personal. Yes, I was trying to be personal, and I know exactly who you are. Listening to my video, and so I'm talking to you directly. And oh, I didn't even say your name. Only one who listens to my videos, so I'm talking to you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. That's a shame. And yet, this is what I go through. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time. Like I said, 7:45. I would have been asleep in about another 30 minutes because Lord have mercy. But I'm working on something else. I turned the computer on because I'm working on something else and I want to get started on it tonight before tomorrow morning. And so it's going to be working. The system is going to be working on it while my computer is turned off and I'm not connected. It's going to work on it in the background while I'm asleep. I love the way this technology is today. So I like what I'm thinking about. I can't talk about it out loud because I got the idea from a TikTok video that I had downloaded to my cell phone, and I forgot I downloaded that video to my cell phone. That video's been on my cell phone for over a year and a half. The fact that it was there and I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? I need to check into this. And that's what I'm doing now. Hey, I just wanted you all to see what I go through. So take care of yourselves. Stay out of trouble. Hey, stay out of trouble. Have a good day.